Before we start, please can I ask you to turn your mobiles to silent and please disable any mobile hotspots. So repeat, disable any mobile hotspots because that can cause quite a lot of disruption. We have simultaneous translation via the FIFA interpreting app into English, Arabic, Farsi and Portuguese. I will ask photographers after about 5 minutes, please, to put the cameras down so we can carry on without disruption. And can I ask, when we move to questions, if you could just raise your hand, introduce yourself and your organisation, that would be very helpful. Thank you very much. So we'll open to questions. The front, please. Thank
you. Hi, Ian Ladyman from the Daily Mail. Harry, Gareth has taken some criticism over recent results. He gets criticised for tactics, formations, substitutions, all kinds of things. As players, is the responsibility now on you to turn to take better form into this tournament? And also, how much do you feel you owe Gareth for what he's done for English football over the previous 2 tournaments?
Yeah, look, I think after any result or any stretch of form, we always look together as a group of players. Of course, we're the ones out on the pitch, and we know first and foremost that we could have done better over obviously the summer and the last kind of 6 games or so. But also I think it's made us stronger. I think it's made us even more hungry going into this tournament. Look, Gareth has been incredible for us as a group of players. You know, the record in the 2018 World Cup and the European Championships a couple of years ago speak for themselves. And as a group of players and staff, we always feel like being judged on major tournament football. And it's been a good period for us over the last 4 years for sure. And it's another opportunity to take another step forward, and I'm looking forward to starting tomorrow.
Thank you. And gentleman next. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Harry. I'm Jörg Alter from Bild in Germany. One important question. Are you going to wear the One Love armband, despite of probably getting fined even by a yellow card, which is possible? Would you take this risk?
Yeah, so I think we've made it clear as a team and the staff and an organisation that we want to wear the armband. I know the FA are talking to FIFA at the moment, and I'm sure by game time tomorrow they'll have their decision. But yeah, I think we've made it clear that we want to wear it.
Thank you.
What is your opinion, Mr. Southgate, to this? He could be fined by a yellow card wearing this yellow Love armband. It's a risk for the team.
Yeah, there's nothing I can add to what Harry said. I know there are some conversations going on. I think a number of the European countries have spoken, and we've made our position clear. So hopefully everything will be resolved before the game.
Thank you, gentleman at the front, and then we'll go to the second row. Gentleman here first. Thank you.
سلام عرض می‌کنم. قوادی هستم از سایت مشرق نیوز.
Can we just wait till we get the translation? Okay.
محمد جواد قوادی هستم از سایت مشرق نیوز از ایران. آقای ساوتگیت، تو این چند روز اخیر ما دیدیم که برخی خبرنگارای انگلیسی پس از ورود ایران به قطر سوالای غیر فنی و بعضاً سیاسی از سرمربی و بازیکنان تیم میپرسیدن و البته که با جواب هوشمندانه کارلوس کیروش و بازیکنان تیم مواجه شدن و پاسخ این سوال سیاسی رو گرفتن. همونجور که شما در بعد ورودتون به قطر در پاسخ به سوالی گفتید که ما اومدیم اینجا فوتبال بازی کنیم، نه اینکه کاری به سیاست داشته باشیم. شما می‌بینید که در کشور قطر خبرنگارای زیادی هم از کشور ایران حضور دارن، اما دیدید که شما در هیچ کدوم از تمریناتون ندیدید که سوالی غیر فنی و سیاسی از شما پرسیده بشه. مثلا میتونستن خبرنگار بپرسن، شما همونجوری که خبرنگار شما از کیروش پرسید، خبرنگارای ما هم میپرسیدن که شما چطوری سرمربی کشوری هستید که در افغانستان و عراق زنان و کودکان بیگناه رو میکشه، یا مردم انگلیس ناراضی هستن از خرج‌هایی که برای خاکسپاری ملکه شده یا حتی زمستان سختی که در انتظار انگلیس و اروپا هستش به خاطر جنگ روسیه و این قبیل سوالات. ولی دیدید که همچین سوالایی نپرسیدن و سوالای فنی پرسیدن. حالا فقط خواستم یادآوری کنم که حرف خودتون که گفتید اینجا اومدید فوتبال بازی کنید. حالا من سوال فنی از شما میپرسم که آقای کیروش در نشست قبل از شما گفتن که شما رو تیم قابل احترام و کاملا قدرتمند توصیف کردن، اما گفتن که ما برای برد به میدون خواهیم اومد و هدف ما صعود از این گروه هستش. آیا شما ایران رو حریف قدرتمند میبینید یا نه به عنوان ضعیف‌ترین تیم این گروه ایران رو تلقی میکنید؟ از آقای هری کین هم یه سوال دارم که خیلی از ستاره‌های بزرگ دنیا که با ایران بازی میکردن دایه آقای گلی داشتن که از لیونل مسی بگیریم و سینیشا میایلوویچ سال 1998. آقای هری کین هم آیا میخوان با ایران گلزنیشون رو شروع کنن و ایران رو حریفی میبینن که بتونن گلای زیادی بهشون بزنن؟ ممنونم.
Thank you. Can we just try and keep the questions succinct, please, because otherwise I think we may run out of time. Thank you very much.
Yes, look, I understand the frustration from your team regarding the questions. It's a very difficult situation, and believe me, I've been asked lots and lots of political questions by our media about lots of subjects for 6 years. So we're both in the same situation on that, and I understand in the position I'm in that there is a responsibility for me to answer some of those questions. We're very respectful of our opponents tomorrow. We know the quality of the players, several of them playing at big European clubs. Obviously, a couple have been playing in England. And we know under Carlos in the last World Cup, very well-organised team, very difficult to play against big opponents. So we're ready for the game. We're ready for a strong challenge, a difficult game. We have to be the very best version of ourselves to win the game.
Yeah, and just on my part, of course, Iran are going to be a difficult team. I think defensively very strong and compact. So from my point of view, a striker's point of view, it's going to be difficult, and I don't think there's going to be loads and loads of chances in the game. So yeah, but as always, I'll be ready for the ones that do come, and hopefully I'll be able to take them and yeah, get off to a good start in this tournament.
Thank you. Gentlemen here, and then after this question, photographers, I'll ask you please to stop photographing. Thank you.
Good evening. Simon Peach from PA. Questions for Gareth. I'll keep them a bit shorter. What is the team use for them? Actually, will anybody be available? How's the squad looking and your confidence heading into the tournament? And finally, has there been any discussions about the players taking the knee?
Yes, so in terms of player availability, I mean, everybody is available bar James Maddison for tomorrow. I'd say it's a little bit early for Kyle Walker, but he is training with the team, so that's ahead of where we thought he might be at this stage. We're very positive. We're looking forward to this challenge, and I've really liked the way the players have approached training this week. It's been a good transition for us because training a couple of days earlier with the heat, which we wanted to adapt to. Now we've had a couple of lighter sessions later at night. It's quite cool now. So we feel that that's been a good physical tapering for the game. We have discussed taking the knee. We feel we should. It's what we stand for as a team and have done for a long period of time. Of course, we understand in the Premier League that the clubs have decided to only do that for certain games, big occasions. We feel this is the biggest, and we think it's a strong statement that will go around the world for young people in particular to see that inclusivity is very important.
Thank you. In the middle there. And photographers, if I could ask you please now to put the cameras down. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Hi to both of you, Natalie Perks, BBC News. I appreciate you're both here to talk about football, but I'm sure you've both seen the awful images of what's happening in Iran. What would you say to activists that the BBC has spoken to in the last couple of days who say they're desperate for England to make a gesture of support to show that the world is hearing them? Thank you.
Look, I don't feel informed enough to comment on what's going on in Iran, and I don't think it's really my place to comment on it either. I think the Iranian players and manager, I understand for them, you know, they are in a difficult position, but I think they're better informed to speak about those things. If we were asked by their team to support them in some way, we would obviously have to listen to that and consider that, but at the moment that hasn't happened. So I think we're all hoping to focus on the football now, and we know this has been a complicated build-up in terms of any number of issues that have been discussed, commented on for 12 months and beyond that for us. But now I think our country expects us to concentrate on preparing the team as well as they can, the team being excited about what for them is biggest moment of their careers, to play in a World Cup. And I don't think anybody would reasonably expect on the eve of the game that to be any different for us.
Thank you very much. We'll give people at the back a chance, please. Yes, back row. Thank you.
Hello to you all, Mr. Southgate and the wonderful Kane. Thank you very much for your time. I'm Milad Javanmardi from Press TV. I would like to ask Mr. Southgate that, of course, we've seen a lot of reactions from the England fans in the previous tournaments when England hasn't been successful. For example, the 1996 Euros, and the memory of course, I don't want to bring it back up, but, you know, it's something that happened, and the penalty that was missed by yourself and the backlash that happened after the World Cup. Do you think that something similar could happen in this World Cup, or do you think there has been a change in the attitude of the England fans? And also, how do you approach the game tomorrow? Because England have had troubles in the past playing against teams with playing the low back and you know, playing a defensive style. So how are you approaching that game? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, look, our challenge is to give our supporters a tournament that's memorable. We've taken them on fantastic journeys in our last two tournaments, and we want to bring, you know, our country is going also through a difficult spell, not the same as some of the other countries around the world at the moment, but we're in the middle of an economic recession, and life has been difficult for a lot of our people. So we want them to enjoy their football and have a journey with the team that brings some real happiness. In terms of the teams with the low block, I mean, I think our team have been pretty creative in and successful in breaking those sorts of challenges. You always have to be patient. We know that we mustn't be frustrated if it takes us time to score, because that's been consistent. Teams that have played against Iran, it's been difficult to score goals. And we had a similar challenge in our first game in Russia, where we played Tunisia. We were playing well, we scored. It looked as if the game was going in a good direction. We conceded a penalty. We had to react to that in the right way, and we ended up scoring in the last minute of the game. So this team have been through lots of different challenges, had to come back in games where they've been behind, and they've always responded in the right way, and that's what we've got to do during this tournament as well.
Thank you. We'll go to the front, and then I know you're waiting. You're the next gentleman at the front. First.
Hi, this is Farrokh Hasabi from Iran Varzashi. The question from Harry and the second one from Mr. Southgate. The first one, you haven't won a game in your last 5 matches. Do you come to the tournament in a bad mood, and do you feel much pressure for the first game against Iran? And the question from Mr. Southgate, how do you consider Iran as your first opponent? It is a good opportunity for you, or do you consider it as a difficult challenge as the first opponent?
Yeah, firstly, obviously, I think whenever you go for a spell with club or country, and when you haven't won for a little while, you're always that little bit more hungry to turn that around. We've had some difficult games in that period. We've played some really good teams. And yeah, we've picked up some decent draws away from home, but ultimately we want to be winning games, and the feeling of winning games is important. And we go into the major tournament with that hunger. We know Iran are going to be really difficult. We know every game in a major tournament will be difficult. But of course we back ourselves against any team, and we know if we get it right on tomorrow afternoon, then we have a really good chance of winning. So yeah, it's down to us. You know, we've done the preparation. It's been a quick turnaround, but we're really looking forward to getting the tournament started.
Thank you, gentlemen. At the front, been waiting. Sorry, forgive me. Yes.
Yeah, for us, we recognise the quality of the opposition. The group is very tight in terms of the world rankings, so it's the hardest group. And of course, at the beginning, everybody has optimism and hope. So always the margins are close in the opening matches. We've navigated that well in our last two tournaments, but both games were really tight, and everybody wants to win the first game. The objective is to get out of the group, however you manage to do that. That's our first objective.
Thank you. At the front.
سلام آقای ساوتگیت.
Just 1 second for the...
سلام، وقتتون بخیر. مهدی هستم از خبرگزاری ایسنا. همونطور که میدونید آقای ساوتگیت، آقای کیروش چند سال در فوتبال انگلیس فعالیت کردن و از فوتبال انگلیس شناخت کامل دارن و از طرفی در 2 جام جهانی گذشته همراه تیم ملی فوتبال ایران عملکرد تحسین برانگیزی توی جام جهانی داشتن. فکر میکنید فردا جنگ تاکتیکی رو به کیروش میبازید یا میبرید؟
Look, we know Carlos's work with the national team, with Manchester United, with Real Madrid. So he's a hugely experienced coach, and obviously the team will be very well prepared. He's not had a huge amount of time to work with them, only 4 matches, but you could already see the impact that he's had on the organisation. So of course it's a good test for all of us. We feel well prepared, and we've got to deliver tomorrow. That's the key.
Thank you, gentleman here on the left.
Matt Dunn, Daily Express. Hi, Harry. When you see 2 gentlemen, Messi and Ronaldo, arriving here in their late 30s, still trying to win a World Cup, does it hammer home what a big deal it is? And are you grateful that at 29 you've got a chance to play in one at the peak of your career with teammates who are coming of age and a sort of sense that things seem to be coming together? And is this your best chance yourself of winning one?
Well, I think you can't take anything for granted in football, for sure. Was lucky enough to play in the 2018 World Cup and had an amazing experience, had a great tournament. And yeah, in football, a lot can change really quick, so you have to appreciate these moments. And for sure, I'm really looking forward to this one. We've got a really good team, a great blend of experience and youth. So yeah, I think in life in general, you have to take opportunities that come your way. I think I look back through my career, and you know, I took a great opportunity when I was 21 to grab the starting shirt at Tottenham and work my way up through the team. And so yeah, this is just a step in hopefully that direction. And in 4 years' time, who knows where I will be or the team will be. So it's about now and trying to perform, and that's what I'm most excited about. And of course, it's going to be really hard and it's going to be a big challenge, but I'm ready for that challenge.
Thank you, gentlemen. There, 2 rows behind. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Southgate. I am Ali from Borna News Agency. Which player of Iran do you think will cause you a problem?
Well, we know the 2 forward players who are playing at big European clubs, Azmoun and Taremi in particular, if they're fit. Of course, we know Johan Kabash from his time in England with Brighton. And yeah, there are some good quality players throughout the team. So some of our boys have played against some of the players in European competition this season as well, and we're prepared. We know the opponent. We've prepared as we would. We've not only watched the games under the previous coach, but we've watched the matches under this coach. We were able to go to Vienna for the game with Senegal and watch it live. And now we've watched the games from the last World Cup because Carlos has come in as well. So we couldn't watch any more anyway. And we know that we've prepared as well as we can.
Thank you, gentlemen. Two rows behind. Yes, thank you.
سلام آقای سایتیت. وقت بخیر. مهدی یکتا هستم از روزنامه خبر ورزشی. فکر می‌کنم یکی از سورپرایزهای این دور از جام جهانی برای فوتبال انگلیس این بوده که همیشه تیم ملی انگلیس شامل بازیکنایی بوده که خسته و فرسوده از یک لیگ فشرده تابستون میومدن به مسابقات جام جهانی و معمولاً به اون نتیجه لازم نمی‌رسیدن. ولی امسال بازی‌های جام جهانی فصل پاییز برگزار میشه. فکر می‌کنم عرضم حضورتون بازیکناتون آماده‌تر و سرحال‌تر هستن، اون خستگی و فشردگی بعد از پایان فصل رو نداشته باشن. این یک. دو اینکه شنیدیم تو خبرها اومده بود که تمرین پنالتی کردید. حالا به هر حال با توجه به حضور هری به عنوان کسی که هم تبحر داره هم مهارت داره در گرفتن پنالتی هم نواختن و ایستادن پشت ضربات پنالتی، حالا بعضیا به قول معروف میگن این از زیرکی و باهوشی هری هستش که پنالتی میگیره، بعضی هم مثل کریستاتن میگن بهترین شیرجه‌زن به قول معروف تاریخ فوتبال لیگ برتر انگلیسه. آیا تمرین پنالتی انجام دادی؟ البته ما هم یه پنالتی گیر داریم به نام مهدی طارمی. این بازی به نوعی جنگ پنالتی گیرها هست یا نه؟ مرسی.
Yeah, in terms of the physical preparation of the team, I never agreed that playing at the end of the season was a problem for our players. I thought it was an excuse. We didn't have a problem with it in 2018 and we didn't have a problem with it in 2021. The key in those moments is to refresh the players psychologically and train them at the right level, and we found a good level. This preparation is different because you only have 5 days with the team, but we are in a good physical rhythm, so that's that challenge is similar. Of course, we're practicing penalties because Harry would practice them before every game, and the team that's part of what we do ahead of tournaments anyway, so it's normal. So we'll see tomorrow whether that's required or not, but I'm sure both the players you're talking about, Harry and your forward, will be ready for those moments.
Okay, lady at the front, please.
Thank you. Liv Tencent. Some will argue that the Stop England is more on the pragmatic side. Is style important to you in a tournament like this? If so, what style do you want England to have?
The first thing for a coach of a team is to enable them to win. And then, of course, you want to play football that excites people, and you want to play football that the players enjoy playing. But ultimately, you can have any sort of philosophy, and the longer you have to work with the team, the stronger that philosophy can be. And of course, the individual qualities of the players determine what the best way is. But in the end, as a coach, your job is to make the best of the resources that you have to play winning football, because we want to win. And we're always trying to find that balance of giving ourselves the best chance of winning. But of course, we have some fabulous players that we want to be able to express themselves. And over 6 years, I think we've done that. I think that's being questioned in our country, and that is an area where we can only answer that on the football pitch by scoring as many goals as we can and winning football matches.
And yeah, I think we're coming to the last two questions. Gentleman there, and then the lady at the back, please.
Harry, 4 years ago you were quite bold and open about wanting to win the Golden Boot.
Oh, that's right.
You're open 4 years ago about wanting to win the Golden Boot. Do you feel you can do it this time? And who do you see as your big rivals?
Yeah, look, I think, of course, it would be a great thing to achieve. I was able to do it in 2018, and it helped the team to get to a semi-final. Of course, I know if I win it again this year, it means that hopefully the team is doing pretty well and we're going pretty far, which is the most important thing. So, of course, as a striker, I'll be judged on scoring goals. I know how that works, but yeah, most importantly, it's about giving my best for the team, whether that's scoring, assisting, defending, whatever it may be. I'm ready to do what's necessary to win. And yeah, in terms of players, of course, we're playing against the best players in the world, the Ronaldos, Messis, Neymars, the list goes on. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I always try not to think about stuff like the Golden Boot. I think for sure the most important thing is trying to win the World Cup, and that's what my focus is on. That's what the team's focus is on. And we know we've got a difficult road ahead, but yeah, we're focused to try and achieve it.
Thank you. I think we've got round everybody. Just the last question at the back, please. The lady there.
Thank you. Hi, this is Tintin from China Media Group. I've got a question to Harry. I noticed that you are only 2 goals behind Rooney's record of the 53 for the national game. So how fast do you think you can break the record this tournament? And have you set up your own objectives of this tournament? Thank you.
Yeah, no, hopefully as soon as possible for sure. But again, I spoke before the tournament. I know it's there and I know people will talk about it, but I like to just focus on my game and trying to do my best for the team. I know the team we have will create chances, and I just need to be ready for ones that come my way. And obviously, I was lucky enough to play with Wayne many times for England, and he was a huge player I looked up to growing up and playing for England. Watched him in the major tournaments, so. Yeah, to be close to him is obviously a real honour, and for sure, hopefully I can do it as soon as possible. But if it's not the case, it's not something I'm going to panic about. I'll just focus game by game.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the media for attending, and thank you very much to England for the press conference this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.